Salvete omnes. This is Abbey Latin Liber Primus, chapter 9. This is the Lectio Latina, the Latin reading for chapter 9. Continuing the amazing adventures of Aeneas and friends. So when last we left the amazing adventures of Aeneas and friends, we had a little bit of tragedy as Queen Dido, and also known as Alyssa of Carthage, Dido of Carthage, she committed suicide because she had fallen in love with Aeneas, because apparently he was just so amazing when he left to fulfill his destiny, that is, to found a city in Italy that would one day become greater than his homeland, Troy. Well, Dido couldn't take it. Sadly, tragically, she killed herself. So sad. Suicide is never the answer, kids. So the once mighty Queen of Tyre laid low. So sad. Love is terrible. Oh, Cupid, why do you do this to us? Anyway, continuing with our story. So Aeneas sails from North Africa, from Carthage to Italy. Ubi Trojani ex Africa in Italiam navigabant, amata erat regina Latinorum. So ubi, when, or where, probably going to be when. So when the Trojani, when the Trojans, nominative plural masculine, the subject, the Trojans, ex, out of, we're going out of the ablative of separation, out of Africa, we're leaving Africa, and in, plus the accusative to show motion towards, movement into, along with the verb navigo, navigare, navigavi, navigatus. So third person plural, und, imperfect ba of to sail. They were sailing. Who was sailing? Well, we said the subject were the Trojans. So when the Trojans were sailing out of Africa into Italy, sailing from Africa to Italy, amata erat regina Latinorum. So when that thing was going on, this temporal time clause was going on, this main clause was happening. Amata, that's a name. Notice that she's capitalized. She erat was, third person singular, imperfect, active indicative of sum esse fui futurus. She, linking verb, was the regina. Regina, the regina I feminine queen. This is the nominative, predicate nominative, amata being the subject. Regina is a predicate nominative, giving more information about who she is. She was the queen Latinorum, of the Latins, the Latini, Latinorum, the people of Latium, Latium. Latium is right here. It's on the shores of the Tiber River. That's where the Latini, the Latins, live. Their language was, what was their language? I can't remember. Anyway, the Latini, they spoke some language. It was, it'll come to me. I'll remember eventually. Anyway, their queen, Regina, was amata, erat amata. Lavinia erat filia pulchra amatae et Latini. There was also King Latinus, so Queen Amata, Regina, and King Latinus. And Lavinia erat filia pulchra amatae et Latini. So Lavinia, that is her name, Lavinia, was, linking verb was, the predicate nominative filia, the daughter, from filia I feminine, and she was not just a daughter, she was a pulcher, pulchra, pulchrum, a beautiful, a pulchritudinous daughter. She was a lovely daughter, a fair daughter, a beautiful daughter. Lavinia was the beautiful daughter, amatae, the genitive of amata, et Latinus, Latini, the genitive of Latinus, the king. The beautiful daughter of amata et Latinus. Laviniam Aeneas amavit, sed Juno, dea Trojanis inimica, iram magnam in animo turni, domini rutulorum et socii Latinorum confirmavit. Dun dun dun. So Laviniam, here Lavinia was the subject, nominative case. Here she is the accusative direct object, Laviniam. So the direct object, no preposition in front of her. So not motion towards, or not moving towards Lavinia, but the action of the verb is moving towards Lavinia. So Aeneas, Aeneas, nominative singular masculine subject. Ya boy, Aeneas, he did the action of the verb amavit, from amo, amare, amave, amantus, to love, to fall in love. So he amavit. Aeneas loved Lavinia. We could say Aeneas fell in love with Lavinia. So subject, verb, direct object. Said Juno, but Juno, the queen of the gods, the regina deorum, queen of the gods, she is also a dea Troianis inimica. So comma here shows that this word dea is an appositive. That is, means she is placed next to Juno. It is an appositive giving more information about her. But Juno, comma, a goddess. She was indeed a goddess. Troianis inimica. She is a goddess, and inimica is an adjective describing dea. Inimicus aum, unfriendly, describing dea. She is a goddess who is unfriendly to the Troianis. Troianis being the dative Trojans. Dative, plural, masculine. A goddess hostile, inimica, unfriendly to the Troianis, to the Trojans. She's no friend to the Trojans. I wonder why. Anyway, iram magnam in animo turni. So iram, from ira, I, feminine, anger, wrath, ire. It's the accusative, so direct object, no preposition, direct object of the verb, and magnum, from magnus aum, agrees with iram in gender, number, and case. Great anger. So Juno, that is her nominative, she's doing something. She is a goddess, hostile to the Trojans. She's doing something to great anger in plus the accusative would show motion towards, but this is in plus the ablative showing location. In animo, from animus, masculine. This is the mind. This is the intellect. It can also be the heart, the mood, courage. In the mind, in the heart. Turni. Now, turnus, he is turnus, masculine. Nominative is turnus. Turni, this is his genitive form. In the mind of Turnus. In Turnus's mind. So great anger in Turnus's mind. Who is Turnus? Well, it's this guy right here, Terno. Got all armored up, and he's got a sword and a helmet and some dudes by him who also have armor and weapons and swords and whatnot. So anyway, we have an appositive describing who he is. He is Domini. This is also genitive of Dominus masculine because it's describing Turnus, who he was. He was the Dominus, the Lord, the Master. Rutulorum, the Rutuli, the Rutulians were a tribe of Italians. So this is the genitive plural, genitive of possession. He was the Lord of the Rutulians, the Lord of the Rutuli, et Socii Latinorum, and an ally, also genitive, modifying Turnus, and an ally Latinorum of the Latins. Oh yeah, the Latins spoke Latin. Crazy. Anyway, Latinorum, genitive plural of the Latins. So Turnus, comma, Lord of the Rutulians, an ally of the Latins, and then confirmavit. So confirmo, confirmare, confirmavi, confirmatus, to confirm, to strengthen, to encourage. It probably means to strengthen here. And third person singular, perfect tense, confirmed, strengthened, ed. All right, who's the subject? Who did the confirming, the strengthening? Why, Juno did. Who she? Goddess hostile to the Trojans. Oh, what'd she confirm? The direct object. She strengthened great anger in the mind of Turnus. Who dat? The Lord of the Rutulians, an ally of the Latins. Oh. So altogether, Aeneas fell in love with Lavinia. But Juno, a goddess, hostile, a goddess who is unfriendly to the Trojans, strengthened great anger in the mind of or heart of Turnus, Lord of the Rutuli and an ally of the Latins. Oh no, it's almost like they're going to fight a big war over a woman. Well, that's ridiculous and has never been done before. Anyway, amatai turnus gratus erat, Aeneas non gratus. So amatai, either the genitive or dative of amata, not going to be plural because she's not plural, she's singular. Turnus, nominative singular masculine of Turnus, so he's the subject. Gratus erat, so gratus from gratus aum means welcome, pleasing, or grateful. And erat, third person singular, imperfect, active, indicative of sum esse fui futurus. So the subject, Turnus, was grateful or was welcome to a dative. So Turnus was welcome to Amata, which means Amata liked Turnus. Turnus was welcome to Amata. Aeneas non gratus. Aeneas was not welcome to Amata. Turnus was welcome to Amata, but Aeneas was not welcome. Oh no, Aeneas was not welcome because he's a foreigner. He comes from far off. Turnus is a neighbor. Inter Troianos et Latinos erat bellum miserum. Inter, which means between or among, between the accusative Troianos et Latinos, between the Trojans and the Latins, erat bellum miserum, was a war, a bellum inutor, not just a war, but a bellum miserum, miserum, a wretched war. There was a miserable war between the Trojans and the Latins. Causa belli erat Lavinia. The causa I feminine cause, the reason of the war, bellum e neuter, genitive. The reason of the war, erat Lavinia. Causa erat Lavinia. The reason was Lavinia. The reason of the war was Lavinia, with Lavinia being the predicate nominative of the sentence, causa being the subject. Latini cum multis copiis casra Aeneae oppugnabant. So the Latini, these are the nominative plural masculine of the Latins, that tribe that spoke Latin. I wonder what language that is. In a place called Latium, Latium, the hidden place. Their king was Latinus. Cum, preposition, which means with, either ablative of accompaniment or ablative of manner. Cum multis copiis, multus aum, much plural, many, and copiis, from copiae, aurum, feminine plural, meaning forces or troops. Both of these agree, multis copiis, with preposition cum plus the ablative of accompaniment. So the Latins, along with many forces, many troops, casra, from casra orum, neuter plural camp, either the nominative or accusative, plural neuter. If it's nominative, it's the subject. If it's accusative, it's the direct object. But we already have a nominative subject, Latini. The Latins are already doing the action of the verb, so casra must be the direct object. So the Latins are going to do something to the camp with many troops. Aeneae. This is going to be the genitive or the dative. It's the genitive of Aeneas. This is his name. So genitive of Aeneas. The camp, genitive of possession of Aeneas. And then oppugnabant. So third person plural, imperfect, active, indicative. The bond ending of oppugno, oppugnare, oppugnavi, oppugnatus. Which means not just pugno, to fight, but to oppugno, attack, start a fight, to assault. Who was doing the attacking? The Latins. The Latins were attacking Aeneas's camp, the camp of Aeneas, with many forces, with many troops. Turnus clamavit. Turnus shouted. Turnus, third person singular, perfect, active, indicative of clamo, clamare, clamavi, clamatus. To exclaim, to shout, to cry out. Turnus cried. Turnus shouted. And these are his words. Tua fama Aenea mi inimique est magna. Tua from tua yours, singular, you. Fama from fama I, feminine. Report, reputation. Either it's going to be singular feminine, it's going to be nominative, the subject. Aenea, notice offset by commas. Aenea, This is the Greek vocative of Aeneas. The vocative of Aeneas is Aenea. When you wanted to call him by name, you'd say Aenea. So notice offset by commas, that's how you can tell it's the vocative direct address. As well as mi inimique, another vocative direct address. It stands in apposition. It's in a positive with Aenea. Aenea's vocative as well as mi inimique to give us more information about who he is. Aeneas mi inimique, mi being the vocative of meos and inimique being the vocative of inimicus, e masculine enemy. Aeneas, my enemy, your fama est magna. Subject to a fama, linking verb est, magna from magnus aum, nominative singular feminine, predicate nominative. We have a subject fama, a linking verb est, and a predicate nominative. Your fame is great, Aeneas, my enemy. Your fame, Aeneas, my enemy, is great. You can put the vocative direct address pretty much anywhere. Nunc is an adverb meaning now in the present time. So now, convoca being the imperative mood, not indicative mood, the imperative mood. This is a command. Turnus is commanding Aeneas. Convoco, convocare, convocavi, convocatus, to call together, to summon. Summon together, convoca, call together. Singular imperative, because Turnus is calling Aeneas, second person singular. Imperative mood. Call together, direct object, tuos socios. Tuosaum, agreeing with socios. Socios, e masculine, ally, comrade. Accusative plural. So allies, comrades. Call together your allies. Call together your comrades. Et, and, demonstra, audaciam Troianorum. Demonstra, from demonstro, demonstrare, demonstravi, demonstratus, to point out, to show, to demonstrate. It is a singular imperative, like convoca. Singular imperative, Turnus is calling out Aeneas. Demonstrate, show. The direct object, audaciam, from audacia, I, feminine. Audacity, boldness. Show the audacity, the boldness, Troianorum, the genitive plural masculine of Troianus the Trojans. Show the audacity, the boldness of the Trojans. Now call together your allies and show the boldness of the Trojans. Ooh, harsh, fighting words. I wonder what's going to happen. If you check out the picture, this woodcut illustration, we have Aeneas right here, and we have Turnus right here. They're about ready to fight. They're fighting over the hand of Lavinia. They're fighting over the destiny of Rome. Optime. Very well done. That concludes chapter 9. You are now ready to move on to chapter 10. Valete omnes.